Good day, Jay.
Good day, Reed.
You were in a bit of an unusual situation last night, the team was, with a lead in the last minute and a power play.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a rare situation. Is it ever practiced, talked about, planned for, and will it be now?
Talked about for sure, just through, it happens more than you think, maybe a couple times a year. And in those situations, my tendency, and I would say most coaches' tendency, is to put two defensemen on the ice and treat it as what it most likely is going to end up as, which is a 5-on-5 situation.
Can you play keep away if you get the puck and not shoot? If a team, I guess they didn't do it, but if they play a traditional.
Yeah, I think if you rewound that tape, you'd see how things played out there. And obviously we made a mistake, and they made us pay.
Is it, I mean, I guess just a general, it's as a coach, I know you want to plan for every single game situation. Is that even realistic as you go through your career?
You know what I've learned in my time as a coach, Reed, is that you can't, just like as a parent, you can't be a helicopter parent and you can't be a helicopter coach. We believe we had the right people on the ice. We didn't get the job done. We try and arm our players with the tools they need to be successful in every situation. Last night we were made to pay when we made a mistake.
Is that just a testament to, and maybe this is kind of a big picture question about not just hockey, about pro sports. I mean, sometimes you watch a football game, it's an even game, but one team converted the 3rd and 10 after the 2-minute warning and they won. Like, is that just a testament to sometimes things just come down to those late game?
I would say I wouldn't overcook this one. I think we made an error where we turned a puck over on a play that is normally made, and we didn't make it, and we were made to pay. And as a result, we got 1 point instead of 2.
Ryan McLeod, obviously, he's an integral part because he allows you to do other things.
Yep.
In addition to his own presence. So, how far away is he, and what does it mean to you in terms of being able to move the pieces around the board?
Yeah, I thought it was positive that he skated with the group today. It's still not a full team skate, but I thought it was positive that he was out there. I think he's making strides. He has the type of injury that you just have to make sure you're monitoring and see how he responds as you kind of ratchet up his work level. So it's positive that he was with our group today.
And just with regards to your power play, like when you guys score 2 power play goals in a game, you're 9-0-1, and when it's 1 or less, it's like 8-13. Is that a concern, or is that kind of just who you are? You're a team that hangs around and you have this lethal power play that is sustainable because it's been like that for 4 years in a row.
I think it's always positive when your special teams give you a chance to win. And I thought last night our penalty kill was excellent, and I thought our power play got us 2 goals. We thought the win was within reach. As I said to Reed, we made a mistake in the last minute and we're made to pay, and we only got 1 point instead of 2.
Just in a general sense, you're not too reliant on the power play?
I don't think so. I think the team, despite missing some pretty important pieces here over the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, has found a way to be 7-3-1 in its last 11 games. I don't see that. I think it's a positive. It's part of who we are as a team. And the way I see it is that power play allowed us a chance to win the game last night. Our penalty kill allowed us a chance to win the game last night. Our goaltending allowed us a chance to win the game last night. In the end, we only got 1 point out of that game. Hey, Mark.
So I'm going to give you a chance to help Reed here.
Okay. Was he trying to get at something and he didn't get it?
No, you got to stick with me here.
Yep.
So guys like Reed, his callers are calling into him and they're saying, man, he says, Bouchard makes a mistake and he sits for 7 minutes. And Holloway makes mistakes and he goes down the lineup, he doesn't play that much. And our Twitter people are saying the same thing. I think I know the answer here, but I guess I'd ask you as the head coach, the guy that doles out the ice time, I'll ask you the question that the fans are asking. Why don't you bench a veteran player when he makes a mistake, but you do bench a young player when he makes a mistake?
Well, first of all, I didn't know you were the leader of the fan base and asking questions on behalf of the fans. That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's really good to know, Mark.
Clem Costin told me that we have to get better at this. Just doing my part.
I would say to you this. You said a couple things in that question on behalf of the fans. You said a couple things. One was, why does a young player get benched after he makes a mistake? I think if you look at our history, you know, we're quite open to putting people right back on the ice when they've made mistakes. So in fairness, I would say that. I think, you know, in the past, I've used terms like sequence of events. You know, if in terms of leading to maybe a reduction in ice time. What I would say about a veteran player is that they, through shared circumstance and experience at this level, there might be a little bit more rope in that situation with a veteran player. In the end, last night, we were up by 1 goal. We had a lot of experience on the ice in the last minute of play, and we didn't get the job done. We made an error. I think it's important also to clarify types of errors. I think there are errors of commission and errors of omission. And, you know, if you make errors of omission continually, that's when I think you see a larger reduction or a pullback. That in conjunction with what I said earlier about experience levels and whatnot. In the end, when you don't win the game, you're open to those questions and open to that type of scrutiny. We didn't win the game. We got 1 point out of that game. We felt we left 1 point on the table. We're going to use last night as a growth experience. What I'm really looking forward to, seeing how our team and how individuals respond to last night. And the way we respond is by playing a good game tomorrow.
So an old coach once told me, you know who doesn't make the mistake in the last 30 seconds of the game? It's the guy who's on the bench because he's not asked to eat those minutes. Do people forget that, you know, the guys you count on to play in those situations against the best players in the most important minutes, the most important times of the game, when they do a good job, do we overlook it? And when they do a bad job, do we focus on it as a group of hockey fans in the press? Is that something that happens?
Yeah, I think potentially, but I'd also say we play in front of the best fans in the world, some of the most knowledgeable fans in the world, and certainly the most passionate fan base in all of hockey. So people care. People care, and they want to see our team succeed. So when we didn't get the second point last night, and it happened in the fashion that it happened in, you know, it's fair to ask those questions. And in the end, we didn't get the job done. We're going to use it as a growth opportunity. And as I said, my focus, that happened yesterday. That's in the rear view mirror. We've beat that game right up. We've studied it. We've, you know, had our meetings and everything like that. And we're going to take it with us as we go forward. Hopefully it makes us better. But certainly it was a growing moment. And as I said, I'm excited to see how our team and how individuals respond to tomorrow's game versus Anaheim.
So I'm going to ask a question partially on my behalf and partially on the fans' behalf.
Oh, now you're also
But only
you're also one of the fan.
only partially.
Where do I vote on these leadership positions for the fan base?
But you use Darnell a lot, and he's your ice time minutes leader, is your highest paid defenseman. Makes sense. But the other left side defensemen, especially the last one, you haven't used as much, whether it's Niemelainen or Broberg or Murray. Do you feel like
Kulak?
Well, I was kind of thinking you'd use him more.
Yeah.
Do you find like you have the right resources there to be able to pull back Darnell's minutes if you need to, or do you feel like you got to rely on him a lot?
Well, Darnell, I think, averages somewhere around 24 minutes and 2 seconds a game, I think. I don't know. but he plays 24 minutes a game, somewhere around that range. Kulak's a little, he's under that. And Broby, I think a perfect world for Broberg or Niemelainen, whoever plays in that 3-hole, is somewhere around the 13, 14-minute mark. But things happen within games sometimes. Sometimes there's a lot of penalty kill, which mean penalty kill D-men skew a little higher. Sometimes there's a lot of power plays in a game. Sometimes those minutes skew a little higher for power play specialists. I think last night's minutes, obviously with the way the overtime went, that added on to it and all that kind of stuff. Our job as coaches is to get the most out of the people in front of us. I don't know if you, as the representative of the fan base, are asking that question if we execute with 30 seconds left. I don't know. You might ask that question. In the end, we made a mistake. And we didn't get it done, and we're made to pay. And as a result, we got 1 point out of that game.
On a different topic, because Rob asked about McLeod. Do you expect to have Warren Fogle back?
Do I expect? Warren Fogle is an available player to us. We'll see tomorrow. All right, guys, thanks.